there, everyone. I am Thakard, and welcome back to more Starfield. So, gonna see a little bit of difference in my base. After we ended the last episode, I ran back into town and I bought whatever minerals I could because I needed to get more storage. Because that was our major issues, is that we're running out of places to put stuff. So, I have made more stuff at my base, which means we can now go out and do some stuff. A couple weapons I still have to get rid of, but I mean, look at that. My carrying capacity is much better. Our friend here, I think our friend here is actually empty as well.
Captain? Of course. The reality of exploration is the balancing of supplies.
Look really foolish. Yeah, he's good. So yeah, we're good to go.
Back to the case.
We're like pretty solid right now. Even the cargo hold here is nearly completely empty. All it has in there is some ship parts. So we are in a solid position loot-wise. As you can see, I built quite a few storage things, as well as these general-purpose little warehouse things. And then, so I have warehouse things, and then dry storage stuff, and then liquid stuff, and gas stuff. So, it's all coming together, guys. That being said, most of it's completely full. So, we gotta do some stuff. Not gonna lie. We gotta make some space. Alright, let's go find ourselves a task.
Ah, home, sweet home.
It
now,
is
where
home,
did I
sweet
leave
home.
my cozy slippers? Maybe I didn't bring them.
I haven't seen any slippers. I think we're gonna do the Barrett thing. I guess we could do this as well. This is the last of that, I think last of this continuing mission that we've done. Since we're here, we'll do this one, and then we will go and do Barrett's mission.
Something on your mind?
Hopefully that will give us a buff like it does in the Fallout games. I'm wondering if I should go... I'm thinking about going back and doing some of the missions around, is it New Atlantis? So we did a lot of these side missions here, and there are quite a few of them back there as well. Such a light jump. Unfortunately for right now, a lot of these places have no money left for me to sell to. Basically, sold everything I can.
Pretty tough living here, but live on your own terms.
I have to say, this place kind of feels like something... I mean, maybe it would need to be a little more rustic, as weird as that sounds. But it kind of has like a
sidearm. I recommend Laredo's firearm factory.
A Mandalorian feel to stuff. You know, that Star Wars-esque feel. Needs to be a little more deserty. Just a touch more cowboys.
We need to be smarter, better in the way we handle the ash stuff.
Alright, let's
Hey,
speak.
how have you been? Staying out of trouble?
How have the scans gone?
I suppose you could. Things here have been, well, they're better. The ice has thawed a bit between me and Davis. We'll probably never be friends, but at least we're on speaking terms now. I think he finally appreciates the value of my research.
All right, what about it?
Yeah, we're much better as a team, even if it is a cautiously engaged one. In fact, speaking of Davis, I have to confess, I'm a little worried about him.
There's more of
In
this?
analyzing the recent data, I've isolated readings suggesting that someone is making patrols far more often than in the recent past. I don't have any direct evidence, but I know it's Davis. It's gotta be. I'm worried that everything I've inadvertently put him through is kinda, I don't know, pushed him over the edge, or at least a little too close to it. I have recognized that Davis has an emotional reaction to my presence. We're on speaking terms, but he still gets agitated. I don't want to make things worse. I'm better with statistics and circuits than I am with people.
So we have to go talk to him?
I've already made a mess of this situation. Do you think you could go speak to him? If nothing else, it would ease my conscience.
Okay. If I got to. I guess I got to.
Excuse me. What's wrong with jetpacks all of a sudden?
I don't have one.
I can't believe Bailey did such a bonehead move. Oh, brother. Why is it every time I see your face, I bet a headache's gonna follow shortly after?
Yeah, well. I want to see a doctor about that.
Maybe I will. Let's see where this goes. So what can I do for you?
Worried about how much time you're spending outside the walls.
I don't know whether I should be reassured that someone cares or creeped out that someone's watching me that closely. Ah, that woman, I swear, even though we've smoothed over most of the rough spots, she still manages to strike a nerve without even trying. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. Not sure yet.
Okay.
When we were out there and we found that robot, obviously that threw me for a loop. Still can't believe one of my own people will pull a stunt like that, endangering us all. But the more I thought about it, that whole episode doesn't account for some of the tracks I saw out there. Too large, too spread out.
All right.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of.
Thinks there's something else out there.
There's a bigger Ashta out there. Something meaner than what we've seen so far. I have to know.
Let's go get him.
What, if you and Kiona are worried, why don't you just come with me then? Either I get an extra gun in the fight, or you get to laugh at the old man and say, I told you so.
I ain't gonna be saying I told you so.
If you need it. And maybe grab the biggest gun you got, just in case.
I think I have something in mind.
She showed me her data. She's a clever kid. She's got a lot of things figured out. I think we can make some real improvements in the future.
Aquila City's really the heart of Freestar Collective.
Data that she thought were erroneous or something. But it seems to me that it might not be. Bigger, faster, Ashta sounds like it matches up with the tracks I've seen. But I tell you, I'm hoping she's right, and it's just a glitch.
Yeah.
And, no need to tell her I said that. Wouldn't want it going to her head. All right, here we are. Let's head this way.
Well, why are we heading this way now? We were just over there. If you go out that door that I was just out, But yeah, I think I got the gun for this. You know, if the shotgun doesn't work...
Nobody's allowed outside the city walls after nightfall. It's for their own safety.
Alright. I'm out of here. Alright, so shotgun. We have this guy. This is my 40mm incendiary grenade launcher.
Don't ever feel too comfortable
That should do it.
outside the walls.
Roger that. About them dinosaur looking things over there. I swear if this guy dies, that'll be upsetting to me.
Ashta mean business, so stay alert.
Staying alert.
I remember a story from the first time I was here on Aquila. I had totally forgotten about it till recently. Every so often, we get independent types who think that they can succeed where everyone else has failed. Some of them stride off into the wilderness, certain that they're going to get more credits than anyone in history. Fighting stuff, whatever. Foreigners just don't get through to them. Most of them don't come back. But this one time, miner from some corporation or other, he drags himself back into the city bloody and half dead.
Gotcha.
Claimed he seen an Ashton big as a house out there. The older guys all said he was delirious. And me, well, I was new as anything and just listened to him. Now, though, I'm wondering if maybe it wasn't just blood loss in the heat stroke. Maybe he really did see something. Maybe I should have come out here a long time ago. Shit, that's gotta be it.
What the hell was that?
Make it back to the city and tell them about this. You hear me?
Got him. That's what I'm talking about.
Just look at that. Fascinating how life solves the same needs in comparable yet entirely different ways.
What if that's not the one?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't think we were gonna make it through that.
I was fine.
If you hadn't been with me, no way I'd be standing right now.
40 mic
Maybe
does
not.
work.
We had to do everything we could, same as anybody. It was amazing, though.
It's fun. Let's do it again.
You are something else, you know that?
He's
You
right.
got out alive this one time. That's good. But this ain't gonna be the last time we have to deal with this. Now that we know these things are out here, we need to track them and keep them out of populated areas. And that plan is gonna need everybody. So, I'm gonna swallow my pride a bit here and ask you to go tell Keone what we found. Let her know that her data wasn't an error and that she needs to focus on it.
All right.
Oh, don't worry about me. Thanks again for saving my ass.
What was running around us? Ashta. They do take a wee bit of killing. They do indeed take a wee bit of killing.
Do you see something that I don't?
I don't know if that dude was going to actually hit me or not, but he was getting pretty close. He violated my safety zone. And he has a red little marker on him, which means I think he's aggressive. Alright. This may actually be the last turn-in of this mission. It's definitely gone a while.
So, what happened?
Found your data wasn't a mistake. It helped us find a new kind of Ashta.
Really? Oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't trust it. You know, I was really hitting a point where I was starting to think maybe this was all a mistake. That I stuck my nose into something I shouldn't have. Davis was so certain they had everything under control that they didn't want or need my help. But they did, didn't they?
Don't get cocky. Exactly.
Yes, you're right. I need to reevaluate all the existing data. Who knows what else we can get out of it? I need to get to work on this immediately.
Don't get cocky.
While
That's
I've
how
been
you die,
sitting
trust
around,
me.
I whipped up a little something for you. I thought it was funny. Now that I'm giving it to you, I'm hoping it's not in really poor taste. Anyway, thank you. Again.
We got a legendary item? Well, okay, this mission was worth doing. What did she give me? Despondent Assassin. Demoralizing. Small chance to demoralize a target. Hitman plus 15% when aiming. Anti-personnel plus 10% against humans. Okay. I don't have one of those right now. My version of the Venturas is in a box somewhere. Okay. I have to say this one planet has a feel that I think is, like I said, needs to be a little more cowboyish, and then it would be like Firefly-esque, you know? Maybe this is more like, you know, one of the major outposts. You didn't really see many of the major outposts in Firefly, except for like Persephone, which was more of a city than an actual like outpost. So maybe this does have, maybe this is much more of a Firefly feel. I want to be able to make my ship look like a Serenity class, though.
Council of Governors meeting our very own.
Hang on a second, let me see if I can't sell this one gun. Free up a little bit more space.
Take a look around. It's a good bet I've got something. I want to do your business quick. Here, browse to your heart's content.
He might have enough. Yeah, we're selling that. Okay. Excellent. Where are we at leveling wise? We have 2 points to give or take. So we can grab. We now have rank 4 ballistic weapon range is increased. You know what? I guess. No, now that I've used it, I kind of wish I hadn't. Need more kills. Need more kills. That's not the one that I wanted, was it? No, it wasn't. Well, just wasted those skill points, I guess. I thought that was weightlifting. That's okay, we haven't finished it yet. We'll get more than enough, I think. We'll be good. I'm sure we can reset those at some point too. At least I wouldn't be surprised. Gagarin.
The service
All right.
tech is in the hut up at the front.
Question is, where is Gagarin? How far away is it?
Did someone leave some food out before we left? Whoa.
Okay. Alpha Centauri. It's on this planet. This is Jemison. Undar. Let's do this. I don't think we're hauling any contraband either. Sure hope not.
Be advised, you are entering United Colony space. Please maintain course and prepare to be scanned. And we're done. Welcome to Gagarin.
Did it? Oh, I should have scanned first. Forgot to. Particle beam system kills or skill. It kills. That's a skill. This is definitely a desert planet too. Why do they build all these places in deserts? XP. All right, so this planet's a little smaller than
construction is a dead industry, Chief Pretorius.
Ours.
Those jobs aren't coming back. But
we float a little bit more here.
Mills are dedicated to Gagarin. We were just hoping Gagarin could show the same dedication in return.
I'm not closing off the
Alright,
city.
come here.
You have any problems? You should talk to Chief.
Okay, I guess we're talking here.
I was just thinking that this is about what Irvin saw all those years ago when he arrived. He probably stood here thinking that he was going to make things better. He had a good heart.
We're going to take care of it.
Oh, you remind me of him sometimes, wanting to make things right. And when you said it out loud, you know, I actually believe we can do it. I just hope our lawyer is as confident.
All right, let's do this.
She said she would meet us at our office when we arrive. Hopefully she can tell us what we need to do in order to clear Irvin's name. Let's stick together, though. Gagarin isn't a huge town, but it's not the kind of town that I want to get lost in.
All these fancy new businesses going up, but we still can't get the go.
This is Ellie's law office. Perfect. She said she would be expecting us.
And she's dead.
Well, well, well. Barrett, you're actually here. Astounding.
Ellie! Ellie, come on. I promised we'd stop by, didn't I?
People make promises all the time, Barrett. And most folks try to avoid Gagarin, not visit it. Anyway, I'm
Wonder
glad
why.
you made it out here.
Looks like it's a mining outpost
We
of some
have
sort.
work to do, don't we?
Yeah, why do they
It's not a
avoid it?
resort. It's a working town run by mining corporations. You don't come here unless you need to, and you don't stay unless you have to.
Or unless you're a bright-eyed, optimistic lawyer who genuinely wants to make things better for others. Right, Ellie?
You're kind, Barrett. Yes, I suppose there's that type of person as well. Yes. It was my first case as a bright-eyed, optimistic lawyer.
First case.
Starting your career with a defeat is rough, Ellie.
It was. But in a way, it made me more determined. Not exactly, but similar cases. A corporation commits a crime and needs a scapegoat, so they select someone powerless to target.
It does
The
happen.
quintessential Gagarin tale.
Indeed.
All right, let's discuss this case.
Down to business. Perfect.
Well, you didn't have any
What do you
more
already
options.
know?
So we already know that Irvin worked for Hephaestus Mining Company years ago, and they blamed him for catastrophic economic and ecological issues here on Gagarin.
Yes. He lost his case because he didn't defend himself, and we had almost no evidence without him.
I recall receiving a message asking him to appear in court a day after his funeral.
An
That would-
unfortunate reality of interplanetary legal communiques, I'm afraid. He was publicly blamed for the economic woes, and his accounts were seized in compensation.
His account on Gagarin specifically. It was just the amount he was paid years ago for the job.
Right. They would have taken his assets and other settlements, but by law, his death prevented it.
So did he eat a gun?
Well, we can bring the case to a judge here if we have new evidence or a witness.
What about the evidence we found so far?
Yes, well, about that. It's just not enough. Best case scenario, we clear his name and his assets are returned, plus additional compensation.
All right, well, we can find more
In
evidence.
order for me to go before a judge, I'd like to have some solid evidence pertaining to motive. The courts won't entertain a challenge to its ruling unless we're sure that something major was missed in the original trial.
All right.
What was the motive from the original trial?
We had no solid motive after our witness withdrew his testimony.
We don't have any
Yeah,
other evidence
we need
right now.
something major. Documentation, recordings, a witness.
So where is this witness?
It's been so long. How could we find anything like that?
I've thought about this a lot since the original case. The mine that Irvin worked at was shuttered in 2309. They probably still have documents relating to whatever happened there with him.
All right, let's go find him then. Yeah, wouldn't they
Not
destroy him?
necessarily. To Hephaestus, it might be cheaper to run away and let the dust bury it all.
That is also probably true.
That's where you come in. I don't know which mine he worked at when the incident took place. In theory, you could find that information on a Foundry terminal, if you can access it. You'll need a passcode.
I can access it.
That's the hard part.
I'm fine. I can
Besides
access
the Foundry records, there also might be something in Irvin's apartment. If he knew he was being framed, he might have held on to some documents there.
Even the confidential records and salvageable equipment? Seems wasteful.
It was probably cheaper than transporting older machines around the planet.
Costs
Makes
a lot of money
sense.
to get stuff
Not
into
many
orbit.
people wander around outside of the city looking for abandoned mines.
Why lock your door when you're the only person on the planet, right? Anyway, try to log into the Foundry system or convince someone to find Irvin's mine for you.
Sounds like an awkward conversation. Fortunately, the captain is rather good at those.
Well, thank you.
Hopefully, that's enough to work with for now. If you'll excuse me, I have to get some court documents ready for this case.
The Foundry district isn't too far from here.
All right. Just perchance, do you have anything I can steal that's not counted as stealing? Nope, it's stealing. Oh well. It was worth taking a look. Okay, where are we heading? We're headed over this way. I'll run over this direction.
Unless you're going to start shifting some cargo, I think you might want to clear out.
I've got applications in at Arkmite and
A little
Reliance,
rough, man.
and I know most of the other applicants.
My mom said the other day that
Probably never intended for these walkways to last this long.
Gotcha.
bad.
We'll go talk to this person, and then we'll probably call it for the day.
His old apartment. Here, use this key. After you. Irvin didn't live here for long, but he certainly had a lot of junk here. I had no idea. Now I get why he wanted me to look after his plants. No windows, insufficient power for proper. Oh, he must have been.
There's someone in here.
What about this safe?
Someone in here.
By a terminal.
There's an invisible person in here. Maybe not. Not quite sure why the door opened. But you know what? We'll figure it out. Out of the way. I do this safe stuff. Alright, open with a computer. How long has he been dead for? I mean, is the food still good? Open with computer.
Well, I'll be. If you ever doubted Irvin's genius, look at all this. Still chugging along 20 years later. Hold
Gotcha.
on. Is that what I think it is?
No? An alien cactus? Finalize apartment purchase. Okay. Receive a mine assignment. Found your passcode soon. There we go. Hunting license. Alrighty. Okay, well, this might take a minute. Okay. We are in. Unlocking safe.
Aha! Will you look at that? If we go to town hall, I bet we can get a copy of that hunting license. Is that Urban's employment contract? Let me see. No idea what mine H363 is, but we could search for it at the Foundry database.
All right. Let's quickly do some exploration in here. All right, not quite sure where this goes. Floor is inaccessible. All right.
All right, we've got some solid leads, it looks like. The employment contract and the hunting license at Town Hall.
Well, why would it be enough? We need more.
The more the merrier. Unless you're Hephaestus. It was a bit strange going through Irvin's old things, though.
Had to be done.
I was hoping for some old pictures, but nothing. What's that you have there? A plant?
Mentioned before, Irvin brought plants on trips with you.
Yes, and it was always a remarkable species with an even more remarkable story. I wonder if the same is true for this guy.
Probably.
I'm not sure. It might not even be a plant. It might technically be a fungus. But there's probably a reason why Irvin tried his best to keep it alive. When we get back home, I'll go through some of his research notes. It might tell us something more about this plant. Hopefully it's not poisonous.
Hopefully it won't eat us.
No, maybe not. But it helps me. Irvin was the last person to handle this plant. It mattered to him. No matter how the case goes, this warms my heart. I didn't expect to find it, but I love that I did. In any event, I'll go through Irvin's notes in more detail later. There's probably a flowchart somewhere with this little guy's name on it.
Flowchart?
Oh, on that note, we should give it a name. I'm thinking something simple, yet refined. What do you think of Harvey?
That's not simple nor refined. Simple, yet refined. We're going to call him Petroleum.
Really? Well, why don't we try it for a few days, and if we don't like it, we can workshop it later. Okay. The three of us should get back to it. You, me, and Harvey have a case to solve.
Now we're carrying around a cactus named Harvey. I think we should call him Petrol. Makes more sense to me. All right, that's going to be it for today's episode. Next time, we will go and check out these next couple locations and continue on with Barrett's kind of personal story mission. Catch y'all later. Bye-bye.